Good Monday morning. It's Billy Joe with Little House on the Hill, and it's time for our morning drive. So come on, let's go. Well, hello. It's Monday. I'm backing out of my drive. Learned the hard way. People fly through here. Guys, I'm trying out a new angle this morning in hopes that it'll help with the sun coming in on my face on our Monday morning drives. I've actually rigged it to my rear view mirror. And I keep looking over here at you guys when your camera is actually right here, and it's hard for me to pay attention. I feel like I should look at you guys when I'm talking to you because that's what you're supposed to do, right? And I keep looking at myself, and myself is not really part of the thing. Nonetheless, how are you guys doing this morning? It has been one heck of a week at Little House on the Hill Homestead. My nephew, we're going to start off with this. He is 20, one of my nephews, he's 21, and he was in a very, very, very bad motorcycle accident Thursday morning. He was pulling off of their drive onto a 4-lane highway, 4-lane plus a turn lane, and was hit on his left side at a very high rate of speed from what we've gathered. What we've concluded from his injuries, he has a punctured left lung. I'm assuming if he's got a punctured lung, he's got to have had multiple rib fractures and breaks. He had a left wrist, hand, and arm injury and break. And then his left leg is completely crushed. They went in as soon as they got him to the local hospital, which is a level 3 trauma center, guys, which is a pretty big deal. No, level 2. They're level 2. So they're like not the highest trauma center, but the next one, I think it's level 2, not 3. So they took him there, and they immediately assessed him and put him into surgery and put rods in his leg. It's crushed. They decided that he needed to go to UAB, which is the best trauma center in the state, in Birmingham. They took him up Thursday evening to UAB and had vascular and orthopedic come in, and Friday morning they decided that they were going to amputate part of his leg. My nephew is like 6'8". He's super tall, so this is going to be a huge challenge for him and for the entire family. They took his leg just below the knee, and but his knee cap and his femur is fractured. He had a severed femoral artery. That's like your main artery running through your leg. So that is a huge deal. They amputated it, and they said they may still have to go back and take the rest of his leg. Yesterday, he went in yesterday afternoon, and he had pins and screws and rods and stuff put into his left wrist and left hand, is what we understand. His sister, I've been in contact with her. She lives, I guess that's going to be right in the way. She lives fairly close to the hospital. She's about 30 minutes probably from the hospital. She's also been able to speak to him on the phone. He's in a trauma unit, a trauma ICU unit there. So she's been able to speak to him on the phone. His girlfriend, I guess you would call her, is from Canada. She's been down here, and she's been there with him for the majority of the time. His mom was at some point, but she's now gone home. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but anyway, the sister and I talked yesterday. I talked to her Friday. I've been in contact with her pretty much every day. She's like 10 months older than her. They're 10 months apart to the day. So I've been in contact with her, and she was not able to get in touch with anyone after his surgery yesterday, so we're not exactly sure how that went. She's going to try to reach out to him this morning. I do have to go into work today. Paisley has a dentist appointment, and she has an appointment this afternoon at 3. So the plan is tomorrow, because she has a 5-year-old, and neither one of our children can go into the hospital. into the trauma unit. So I'm gonna go over tomorrow, and my husband is going to watch Paisley and her son while she and I go in to see him. So it has been a very long weekend for our family. If you're on my channel and you happen to know my sister or my niece and nephews and all of my family, any of my family, please do not reach out to them. My sister has asked that, and she doesn't want people to do that. She's very different. I, as his aunt, am asking that everyone pray for him. He's going to need it. He's got a very, 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 very long road ahead of him. And we're all trying to cope with this the best that we can, which is very difficult, obviously, if you can imagine. And that sun, it just didn't help. It's still right in my face. Yeah, it's going to be a very long road. So anyway, that's the biggest thing going on here with our family in general. However, now that I've spent the first 6 minutes of the video talking about that, let's talk about the farm. That's why we're here. We're on this channel to talk about the farm. But you know, I'm also big on mental health and advocating self-help, not awareness, but yeah, I'm a huge advocate, and I think that everyone needs a mental health day, and I think that everyone needs to make sure they take care of themselves. I'm not, and it's coming back to bite me, so please make sure that you listen to that information that I give you. So on the farm, we have lots of things going on. As you know, we just finished our rabbit barn a couple weeks ago. We did not put a door on it because we were going to put we're adding the feed room, and you were going to go into the feed room and then into the rabbit barn in order to get into there. So I had not put a gate or door up, and we left the half wall. Bella, my older German Shepherd, she's like, you've seen her, guys. May have seen her in a video or so, too. She decided to go in the other night when we were out covering the green beans for the frost, buttoning down everything for that. She decided she was going to go in there and start trying to get in rabbit cages. So we think that's where the rabbits went. So I did a video. It seems like I did a video on it. Maybe I talked about that last week. I don't know. I get the days run together. So we now have a gate up, a temporary gate. We finished the wall, made the wall solid all the way up so that she cannot do that. She cannot get in there. When we get the feed room completed, the temporary gate will come down, just because I want it to be the way I had designed it. Everything got picked in the garden. I finally got everything chopped up and sliced up, put in the freezer yesterday. I've been working on chow chow. I have ran one batch. We got 8, 9, 10, 11 pint jars out of the first batch I ran. I've got another batch in the fridge that I will run. It's got to be salted overnight tonight, and then I'll run it tomorrow evening, or tomorrow at some point. I've got to work tonight at Tractor, so I didn't salt it to do it today. But it'll be ran. So we're going to have lots of chow chow. I'm actually thinking about giving it as gifts. I may go back and buy the jelly jars. I like to give homemade gifts. So I may do that as Christmas gifts at work, because I have a ton of green tomatoes left out of 5 gallons. Who knew 5 gallons were so many? I've given a lot away. There's some turning, and that's okay. We've shared them with lots of people, and I've also shared a lot of sweet potatoes because I bought another box of sweet potatoes, so we ended up with 80 pounds of sweet potatoes. We are still working on the first box. We have eaten a lot of potatoes. We've given a lot away, and then the other box I actually put in our spare fridge downstairs, the other 40 pounds, and we'll use out of those once we finish this box, and then as needed I'll start canning those up. I'm not in a rush. I've put them in the cooler, so cooled them down, because I can't be in a rush to do those right now. I have so many other projects to do. I've got jalapeno sliced for cowboy candy, and I've got probably two batches of that, and then I've probably got 2 batches of pepper relish chopped and ready to run too. But those are all in the freezer, and I will pull those out throughout the winter and do that, just because it's a lot of work. It's time consuming, and if I can do it that way, then that's going to be the best way for me to do it. Chow chow, on the other hand, I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but it's a green tomato, cabbage, onion, and pepper mix. I've tried freezing green tomatoes before. I don't know that if I freeze them, if I will be able to can them in the end, because chow chow is more of a pickled canned food item. You make a brine out of sugar and vinegar, essentially, and seasonings. So I think that if I try to freeze them, it might make the tomatoes more soggy than they would if you cut them up fresh and did it. I also, guys, I had a food chopper that I bought at Aldi's a couple of years ago, and it broke earlier this summer, and I ordered one off of Amazon. I'm going to link that below. The reason I'm going to link it is this thing is amazing. I think I paid $20 for it. It may have been on sale, so it may be a little bit more. But it is an amazing food chopper. It comes with multiple blades. I use the larger squares to chop up for my chow chow. I use the smaller squares to chop up for my pepper relish. It's got a spiral thing on it. I think it's got a slicer on it. There's all different kinds of things that you can do with this chopper, guys. It is worth its weight in gold. I've chopped so much with it over this summer, and then into this fall. So it's definitely something to look into. I actually made potato salad yesterday. I worked yesterday morning, and then my niece came with her husband and her son, and we finally finished getting the pecan tree down the road cut up and brought home. So we have a huge pile of pecan wood in our yard now. I've got to get moved and stacked. And some of it's got to be split as well, but we got it done yesterday. And so we had barbecue sandwiches and potato salad and baked beans, and I decided, I'm going to use my food chopper to chop potatoes. Guys, I used a big slicer, chopped potatoes, peeled them, sliced them up in decent sizes. I didn't want huge squares, so I sliced them down some and chopped them, boiled my potatoes. Was able to use the smaller one to chop my egg. It was super, super, super easy. So if you don't have a food chopper, you need to get one. Like I said, this week is going to be interesting. I've got more chow chow to run. I've got more green tomatoes to process and figure out what I'm going to do with those. I probably will do another round of the chow chow. We're going to Birmingham to check out on my nephew, to be there for him. We've got multiple doctor's appointments ourselves. It's fall, y'all. We just really don't have a whole lot going on. We've got broccoli growing in the garden. I had wanted to get some collards planted. I've just not managed to have time to do that. And I may try to get to that tomorrow afternoon as well, while my pressure canner is running. We need to get the tomatoes and pepper plants cleaned out of the garden, get that tilled up, and get some collards down, because I love fresh collards. And I don't know if you've checked on them at the store lately, but they were like $6 a bundle the other day. Now, it could be because they're just not in season yet, and that could be it. I try to pay attention around the holidays. Around here, people like to eat them at the holidays. So after the holidays, what doesn't sell, a lot of times they'll put on mark it down, and I'll just go in and get a bunch, and I'll actually can it. So that we have it throughout the year. I've got a couple of quarts left from last year, but guys, nothing beat a fresh pot of collards. Just saying. Southern girl here, I like my collard greens. So that's what's going on. We got rabbit boxes that'll be going in towards the end of this week or first of next week. I think they go in Sunday. I'll have to look at my calendar. Honey Bun and Lola's expecting. So that's always fun and interesting. I still have yet to process those 5 rabbits. Got to get that done this week. So the list is growing as I speak. I will get all that together and start working on my list. We've also got a new podcast, guys. We did an intro podcast last week. Paisley and I I did an interview with Paisley and recorded it on Saturday. I'm just kind of going over her role there on the farm and kind of from her perspective, from a 10-year-old's perspective as to how things go. So we're going to get that up today. I'm going to link that down below in the description of the video. We've also got our Facebook page, and we're working on our Etsy store. So we have lots of things going on here at the homestead as far as on social media platforms. Just busy. Busy, busy. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a bright and beautiful day. As you can tell, it is very bright here in East Alabama. And as always, look up towards the sky for more beautiful and better days. And I hope it's a blessed one for you. Bye.